Hello, YouTube pipe community and Rumble pipe community. I am Paul, and this is Pipes of Old. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Just doing a short VR for Adam over Piper Wondering. Hey Adam, I wanted to throw in a little tip here at the beginning. You might want to look up arc flash. Get a little bit of information on that so you can protect yourself as far as being electrocuted. I do a little bit of electrical work in my profession, and I have to wear certain flame retardant clothing, but some of the stuff we get into is like 220, which you can get into here, obviously, but we also get into 480 at work a little bit. We don't do any of our work live, but even though we don't do it live, we do have to shut it off and verify the power's off and have it locked out. We have our flame retardant clothing we wear in case there were a flash, which there shouldn't be, obviously. But we also wear rubber gloves and then leather gloves over the top, and we use a multimeter that is capable of testing the voltages we're testing. So just wanted to give you a little heads up. You might want to look up arc flash. I want you to be safe. So if you consider doing any of the work yourself, at least look that up and make sure you're safe when you're checking your electricity and working with it. Hopefully everything goes well for you, and we'll continue on with the rest of the video now. You're talking about possibly getting into setting up a little pipe making shop there in your shed, and you mentioned all you having is an extension cord for right now. So I'm not a licensed electrician or anything like that, Adam, so take it for what it's worth. Start with, the extension cord may work for your lights, but as far as running equipment, it's not a good idea. I know this firsthand because I tried using a compound miter saw at my 5 acres and ran a 100-foot extension cord from the neighbor's house over. And you can draw 10, 15 amps with one of those things, and most extension cords aren't made for that. Now, granted, you can get some heavy-duty ones that may work, but it's definitely not ideal. Currently, I have a mini barn that's about 75 feet away from my garage. I debated about putting power to that, but I'm kind of a tightwad, so that's the reason why my little smoking area over here is in the garage. That's why I put the decorations on the wall, moved the wife's little glider in here to sit in here during the winter instead of out in the shed. I started to clean it up and do it, but I knew I was going to need electricity out there for the type of lighting and everything and run the heater that I wanted to do. So instead of running all that wiring and burying cable, underground cable that I'd have to bury, and you got to go, I think our code's 18 inches, maybe 2 feet deep for 75, 80 feet, just so I could run power out there, plus paying for all of it. I already had power in the garage, so I just went with that. But like I said, I'm not a licensed electrician. Somebody will probably reprimand me here on this little video. But I built my garage. I redid my house. I did a lot of the wiring in the house. I did all the wiring in my garage myself, which there is not a whole lot of wiring in here. But if you're gonna run wire out there to your shed, power, you should really run a line off of either a breaker or the box from your house and bury it to be safe, and put a breaker box in your shed also. And I'll give you a quick look at my breaker box, and I'm sure an electrician out there going to tell you that ain't the way you do it, but hey, it passed code here. You can see the yellow blocks there. They're protecting the positives. You got 4 wires coming in here. You got the 3 up at the top, and you got the green one that's mounted to the bar down there. That's my 4th wire. So you have both legs, one on each side, plus you have your ground, or your neutral actually, in the center, and then the ground's on the bar down to the side. And you can probably see the yellow wires coming in on top. Those come in, and out of each one of those, I don't know if you can see it, runs a black wire, a white wire, and the copper wire, which is your ground. You can see I ran that to the grounding bar over there on the side, and to the bars out on the outside there, or your neutrals, your whites, and your, what I call the positive, or the black, gets hooked to the breaker after you clip the breaker in. And you can see how the breakers have those weird bars in the back where they get snapped in there. But that's the style of my breaker box. They may vary slightly. But yeah, I know you mentioned electricity being magic. The wires aren't magic. Maybe all the little electrons and everything that go on inside those wires are. But, oh, sorry about the finger. But the wiring itself is definitely doable for you, Adam. Just find out where your code is and what you got to do. You may have to even have a licensed electrician come out and do it for you to meet code in your area. Luckily, as a homeowner, I don't have to have that doing my own work. But it is the code. I did have my inspections done. Somebody will probably gripe at me even for having the cover off without killing the power first, but hey, I'm a wild man. So good luck with your adventure in pipe making, Adam. Wish you all the best with that. And as you can see here on my little fold down shelf I have here, all I'm using is a grinder, and I made an adapter for it that holds my sanding disc. I'll take this off, put buffing wheels on it if I need to. A bandsaw would come in handy for knocking the block down kind of quickly to a rough shape, but I use this for all my shaping. It's just this inexpensive. It's not even a French wheel, although I think a French wheel would be nice. That's what I'm working with right now, making pipes. I'm not making a bunch, but I've made 2 or 3 and seem to work out well. Done some drilling on a drill press like you're talking about. So yeah, I just wanted to throw you a little VR out there, Adam. Just kind of give you a little encouragement and just a little bit of information that the extension cord is definitely not the way to go. And you may want to look up some highly educated electrical people to find out what you really need to do, but I showed you what I did. Hopefully you find it helpful. And for everybody else, hopefully you found it helpful too. If you have any interest in any of this, if not, that's okay too. Hope you all have a blessed week, and pipe on.